Greetings hobbyists, this is Artisans of Vaul. And in this video we're going to have a look at how we can manipulate objects along an imaginary face or edge. Before I say anything else, if my voice sounds a bit echoey, I apologise. I'm recording this in a box room, that is the joys of moving and decorating houses. So apologies if the audio is a bit rubbish. Right, we're going to do this in two bits. The first, I'm going to talk about doing this when we use real geometry. I've done a video on this previously, but I'm just going to recap it. And then we'll talk about the issue about if the geometry isn't real, in inverted commas, and what we can do to allow us to manipulate objects when that's the case. Let's talk about the issue then. So, this is the situation. So I'm going to Control and B to bevel this, and then I'm going to select this and GG to move it along to make some sort of weird angle. I did this on some like World War I style sponsons. But this could be anything that you've got this weird angle on. And let's just say we want to add some rivets. So I'm just going to come to top view, mesh, and then go to round cube. We can up the vertices on this to, I don't know, 32 to make it a bit more rounder. And then we're just going to S to scale this down to something pretty small to be our rivet. Let's have a look. So we want that aligned approximately there. I'm not going to worry about this too much. And then we'll get this to the correct height. So G and Z that up to about there. Right, so adding rivets along this plane should be relatively easy, at least horizontally. We can either do an array or we can just Shift and D, Z, come to about where we want it, and then just click Shift and R to repeat that until we get something we're pretty happy with, and then we can just sort of bodge this around to make it the correct height. So easy. And before anyone complains, yes, I appreciate that's not perfect, but I'm just doing this to demonstrate. But doing this now along this face is going to be more annoying. I can Shift and D and sort of guesstimate it to be about there. That looks okay. And then Shift and R. But you can see by the time we get to the end, this definitely isn't perfect. We could also do this with an array and then rotate it around and things like that, but it's definitely not the easiest thing to do. So how can we solve this? Well, first of all, we could do something like come to this edge, we could come up to our transform orientations and create a custom one based on that selected edge. Now with that done, if I select this, Shift and D, let's come to this angle, Shift and D, and then X or Y, there we go, it's Y, come along, click there, and then Shift and R and repeat that across. And you can see that's worked out perfectly. So that's a relatively simple solution for this. The other thing that we can do, which I generally find a little bit easier, is that we can, let's just get rid of that, is we can come to this, 3 to select that face, hit Shift and 7, and now we're perfectly face on to this face. That does make sense. We're directly sort of looking at it. Which means that now, if I select these and decide they're in the wrong place, I can come to my view orientation, there we go, and then G and then Y and then do that up a bit, and then it's probably easy to select that one as well. Shift and D, Y, and then come to about there, Shift and R, repeat it all the times we want, and then you'll notice that that is sorted. Though this does go into our orthographic view, so you probably want to click that to come to perspective. So let's just come back there, you can see what we've done. So this is cool, works really, really nicely, as long as this is actually the object that we've got. What if it's not? Let's select this and come to the side, or let's actually just put that back to global. So let's just bring that off there. What if I've got, let's bring this back here, a cube, exactly the same dimensions, except for I don't want to do this destructively, because I might decide that I want to change things around a bit at some point. I might not like something, whatever. Either way, I quite like working non-destructively if it's an option. Well, we can set this up non-destructively. Let's just do something like that, and then let's select that edge, N, in our item, bevel weight all the way up to 1, and then I can add a bevel modifier. So let's just put that in there, and change that to limit method being weight. Then we can change our amount. It gets stuck there, except for I can go to, is it profile or geometry? Geometry, get rid of the clamp overlap, and then I can do this exactly how I want. So I can get this similar to sort of over there. I think I'm going to need to move this edge. So let's G and Y that across, and you can see we're getting the same thing. And because this is non-destructive, we can change this whenever we want it, but this could be a much more complex object. It could be something that's cut out or a boolean or something like that. It doesn't have to be a bevel. But let's just steal one of these rivets, Shift and D, and then bring this all along to somewhere here. If I decide that I want to do the same thing now, I can't. If I come into edit mode, I can't select this edge. It doesn't exist. That's what I mean by it being imaginary. And if I want to select this face, again, I can't select this face to use my other trick. So I have to go destructive. Except for you don't. Now I'm just actually going to Shift and D and then Y and make another copy of those for a second, and then let's just select these and isolate them, and let's have a look at this other option. So this uses an extension. It is a free extension called ND, and if you know me, you know I love ND, and I can't believe Huge Menace put this out for free. Like, it is pretty insane. It's got a million tools. If I just press F, you get a fast menu. If I press Shift and 2, you get a full menu, and there's so many things that you can do with this. It is really, really cool. I'll put a link to a playlist on this in the description. But one of the most important things that we can do, I think it'll be in the fast menu, is this one called View Align. If I press Shift and 2, you can find this in Sketch. Let's click View Align. What that does is this goes into this mode where we can select any face, including the ones that shouldn't actually exist, such as this one. Once we're happy with that, we hit space, and we are once again aligned to this view in exactly the same way. So let's just Shift and D, X, and I'm going to just make multiples of those, and then I'm going to select those, and then Shift and D, and then Y, and then make multiples of those. Ooh, that's not the best. Let's just select everything and then unselect this, and then just G and then Y again. Pull that up a little bit, and you can see what we've done. In fact, we could just G and X that back, so it's a bit better. There we go. But you can see, once again, let's come back out of orthographic mode, how easy that is to do. Like, that's wonderful. So I'm pretty hyped about that. Now, one thing I will mention is that ND is getting a pretty big update at the moment, and that's going to make this even better. Let's just have a look at this one. Now, this is going to do exactly the same thing, but we're going to activate something called Relay. That's the name for the new version of ND that's being created by Huge Menace, and I'm just going to come to my original ND and then get that off, so we've got only Relay working. Let's save our preferences. Now, you can get access to this now, it's not finished, on the Huge Menace Patreon. Now, just to be clear, ND is free. They also do a paid-for add-on called Select Pro, which is also amazing, and I really recommend getting it just to help support ND and Huge Menace that make it, even if you're not going to use it much, but trust me, you'll use it. Again, have a look at the link in the description and see if you don't think it's fantastic. But this relay is an update to ND, and it will be free. I've asked Tristan over at Huge Menace a couple of times, and is very, very clear about that. They want it to be free, but if you do want to support them, join their Patreon. You get access to their awesome Discord, which has loads of people talking about different things, and it gives you information and videos about these updates and access to it, so you can try it out before it's finalised. And one of the things that this has is the same tool, but now to 1,000,000. If I just hit F, we have this sketch, and now we have View Align. But we also have Set 3D Cursor and View to 3D Cursor really, really quickly. Now, View Align, if I just click it now, will look a little bit different, but it allows us to select a face, and we get this really nicely viewed, so we can see this really easily, or I could change between it. You can also select edges. Notice this edge doesn't really exist, but we can select it. We can select that edge, and you can select vertices as well, and they just work off of the normals. One powerful thing, you can select 3 vertices. So if you know anything about Blender or planes, if you select 3 vertices, you automatically perfectly select that plane. So even if you've got something tricky, you can get perfectly to it. But in this instance, we don't need to. We can just select that face. We then have some options. We can view align on, so that's V. That's going to mean that I can turn that off by hitting V or on by hitting V, and that's going to align me to that view. At the moment, it's going to put the cursor to that location as well, which is really handy, and it's going to turn orthographic view on, which I'm actually going to turn off because I don't really like it. Then we hit enter. And from this point, we can, as long as we just zoom in and out, Shift and D once again, and I'm going to do the same thing. So let's go this way. Here, Shift and D again, and then Y, and we'll do the same thing. So you can see exactly the same process, and this allows us to do, or come to, exactly the same result. Really, really nice. So, that's that. But As I mentioned, it's also moved the 3D cursor, which is really cool. The reason I like the 3D cursor moving is that if we shift A, mesh, and I want to bring in, let's say, a cube to do something, it's going to bring it in here, but I can come to a line, and while I could also do this to view, I can set this to 3D cursor and start scaling this in and maybe just cut some bits out of this if I needed to, maybe something at the bottom. Zip that down there, and then S and Y, bring that in a little bit. And I'll probably have to change this boolean from float to manifold just to make it a bit better. But we could do something like that, and it's perfectly in the correct angle. So yeah, I really like this. I think this update is going to be really, really cool. I might do a couple of extra videos on the things that are coming with this, just to show off some of the really cool features that Huge Menace are putting up on the Discord and the Patreon. Just so you're aware, I did ask specifically to produce this video. I didn't want to cause any trouble because they've got it up on the Patreon. And as always, Tristan was really, really happy for me to just bring this out, put it up for free, even though it's normally available on the Patreon that you have to pay for. Huge Menace are just awesome. They're really like that. That's why it's well worth supporting them on the Patreon. Or by purchasing Select Pro, or you can actually get ND over on Superhive and pay for it just for the sake of paying for it. So you've got loads of options to support them. Anyway, normally I'd do a bit of spiel about my Patreon, but honestly, go and support them, go on their Patreon, support them there. If you want to support me, hit that like button and that would make me really happy. This video is really for the guys over at Huge Menace. They do a great job. If you do want any more videos showing off what Relay can do, or just ND in general, always let me know in the comments section, and I hope to see you in the next video. Have a great day, guys.